Hey guys, how's it going? So, I vape a lot, and recently I've been holding on to my used vapes until I could think of something to do with them. In the meantime, I decided to take them apart and look inside. As it turns out, they run on a battery nearly the exact dimensions of a AA battery, with a voltage a bit more than two AA's, about 3.7 volts. When I noticed that, I immediately thought, what would happen if I threw one in an Xbox controller? Turns out, if you put one in with a spacer for the other slot, it works. Oh, this is the most cursed ass shit. Oh my god, it works. Okay, that's awesome. Well, there you go. Oh, fucking lovely. So obviously, knowing that, I'm never gonna buy AA's ever again. The only problem is, once the batteries are dead, I need a way to charge them, and I don't feel comfortable attempting to charge them through the controller, because it's not what they're meant for, and I don't need an electrical fire or something. So, I decided to use the charging system from the vapes, and make my own little charging bank. Being that Halloween is just around the corner, my fiance had decided to dress up as Hollow Knight, and asked me to help with the mask. So, I borrowed my friend's 3D printer, and I got to work learning Blendr.
This is the beginning of the Hollow Knight mask. I have the bolts done. They finished over the night. And now I do the horns. I'm doing a giant ass raft because I started it without a big raft and it wasn't adhering well and I did not want to deal with that, so I have a raft going in.
Learning Blendr was actually pretty fun and easy once I had found this guy's videos.
Let's dip our toes into the 3D space. What's up?
Why? So this here
Quite
is
useful
the
if you're just wanting to know a quick length, by the way. Okay, so what we can do is do things like this. So we now know how to individually select, and this separated mesh is using. What's up? I'm Jonathan, and welcome to Maker Tales, where I'm sharing my maker journey to help you go further in yours.
His channel name is Keep Making, and he's made a very in-depth tutorial on precision modeling in Blender. You should definitely check him out if you have any interest in 3D modeling. I'll have him linked in the description if you're interested. Once I learned enough to properly scale the Hollow Knight mask to fit my fiance, I immediately started printing, and it's gonna take a while. Anyway, once I scaled the Hollow Knight mask, I started work on my battery charger. I began by taking measurements of the small circuit boards as precisely as I could manage, and sketching them out. I didn't have a caliper at the time, so I was pretty much just eyeballing it. The measurements turned out close enough in the end, but I've gotten vernier calipers now, so in the future my creations should come out a lot more accurate. Once that was done, I began my first attempt at modeling the charger box. Unfortunately, I thought I knew a lot more than I actually did, and had to scrap the attempt partway through when I eventually just kept multiplying my vertices and getting nowhere fast. I went back to the tutorial, and after learning a bit more about making shape nets and the use of vertices, I began my second attempt, which went far better than the first. I forgot to start recording, so here I just started, whoa, and then, whoa, it's like, started already. Alright, continue. I wanted my charger to be as small and compact as possible, so I went for a simple rectangular prism shape, and started modeling the top face where the important bits would be visible. From there, I began extruding the model down towards the appropriate depth, and modeling the cutout for the circuit boards, button, and battery compartment. The next part probably took the longest, and caused the most trouble down the road. I began filling out the walls and connecting everything as I envisioned in my head. While the process of this at the beginning wasn't that bad, just tedious really. Once I had finished and made my first attempt at printing, I realized while slicing the model, I gravely screwed something up. For some reason, whenever I sliced the model, it kept adding a floor where the battery terminals were meant to come out. Turned out it had something to do with face normals and how I had attached and failed to attach my walls to each other. But once I eventually had that sorted out, I went to go slice it again, fix the problem, and I could begin printing. And honestly, it came out not too bad. Once it was all printed, I just had to put it together. So this just barely does not fit into my little slot, which is really annoying because I thought I measured that out like perfect. My button looks like I over-engineered the slot. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this so like kind of sleek. Oh, you know what though? Oh, I actually did that perfect. I couldn't have done that better. Look at that. Look at how that fits in so nice. See how that fits in? See that? We got our contacts. Fucking lovely. Alright. Okay, I have these little screws. Okay, those will not fit there. Will definitely not fit in this one. So definitely won't fit this one. Won't fit. Get the fuck out of my way. It won't fit this one. Right, which was like my hopeful one. Oh, super glue, here we come. Hold! Got one end, and I burnt my box. Yeah, it'll be fine. This is probably the worst solder job in the history of solder jobs. Alright, so it looks like ass, and I burnt the side here, but it should work. Shows at 50%. Huh. It's not fast, but it works. I have a functioning battery charger. Well, there you have it then. A battery charger that can only charge this specific kind of lithium. I assume it's a lithium ion. Tune in next time for another random ass project. I might make this more like, I might refine this a bit, make it into something different, but I just thought this would be fun. We'll see. Peace.